Why do Christians traditionally worship on a Sunday? Where did we get that from? And we get that from the scriptures. And this is something that a lot of people don't ever want to discuss. You see, after Jesus rose from the grave, when we look at the scriptures, the disciples came together and fellowshiped on Sunday. This was known as the Lord's Day because that's the day that he rose. If you actually look through all the epistles, the Acts of the Apostles, on the Sabbath, they were out at the synagogues preaching the gospel and bringing the good news to the Jews. But on Sunday, the first day of the week, they would gather together in remembrance of him because he rose on the first day. And even outside of scripture, in the earliest teachings that we have from the people that learned from the apostles, we see them gathering on the first day. This was not instituted by Rome because we have documents from the 2nd century that say we should gather on the first day. The Didache, which comes from between 70 and 120 AD, says, "But every Lord's day gather yourselves together and break bread and give thanksgiving." In Acts chapter 20, verse 7, it says, "On the first day of the week, when we were gathered together to break bread, Paul talked with them, intending to depart on the next day, and he prolonged his speech until midnight." In 1 Corinthians chapter 16, it says, "Now concerning the collection for the saints, as I directed the church of Galatia, so you also are to do, on the first day of every week, each of you is to put something aside and store it up, as he may prosper, so that there will be no collecting when I come." In the book of Revelation, John says that he was on the island of Patmos, and that is when he was in the Spirit on the Lord's Day. In Matthew 28, we see Jesus rise on the first day of the week, and this is where we see the very first worship of him. It says, "They departed quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy and ran to tell his disciples. And behold, Jesus met them and said, 'Greetings.' And they came up and took hold of his feet and worshiped him." And again, on the Lord's Day, on the first day, the 11 disciples went to Galilee to the mountain to which Jesus had directed them, and when they saw him, they worshiped him. Now, does that mean you can't worship on Saturday? You can worship every single day. As Romans 14 says, that I point out often, one person honors this day, one person honors all days, but both are doing it to honor the Lord. It's not the what, it's the why. Acts chapter 2, "And all who believed were together and had all things in common, and they were selling their possessions and belongings and distributing the proceeds to all as any had need. And day by day, attending the temple together and breaking bread in their homes, they received food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to their number day by day those who were being saved." We can gather and worship every single day of the week. The reason why Christians gather on Sunday, though, is because it's the Lord's Day. And that is what the apostles and the disciples did. God bless and go in peace.